Welcome to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Our silent protagonist Link is off once again on yet another adventure. We've kind of been adventuring around, gathering some armor pieces and collecting a bunch of fast travel points. So we stumbled upon this one on top of this cliff. So we're headed there to see if we can get it activated. We first had to take out a few Zonai, but we went easy mode and hit him with a couple bomb flowers. Afterwards, it was a bit of cleanup duty and then to see what our prize was. And it was, okay. We might need some portable pots. Now I plan on climbing this cliff, but then I saw a rock fall from the heavens. So this was a perfect opportunity to reverse time. And reverse time we did. We jumped off the rock and paraglided over as far as we could go. Consumed his stamina so we didn't fall to our death. And then once we landed, we had to deal with this heat. So I tried putting a white chew jelly on my shield to cool me down a little bit. It almost worked. It wasn't quite enough, but luckily there was some shade so we can cool down there. Now we climbed up the cliff once more for our final destination. And lo and behold, it's broken. So I look around a little bit, see if I can fix it. Then I noticed the guy on the elevator. And this guy helped me out before by fixing one in the snow. All he told me to do was get him up there. We just had to figure out a way. We found some metal boxes and we attached one to the anchor point, which wasn't enough. So then we went all out and made a stack of boxes, which did the job. Our repairman was up to our level and he repaired the tower with ease. Now it was time to fly high. And fly high we did. We unlocked yet another portion of the map, which will come in handy in the future. So now I had no direction where we're going. So we kind of just fell until we found a fast travel spot. And then from there, coincidentally, we saw a stable. And in this stable were a whole bunch of boxes, and breaking things are my favorite pastime. So I went in, broke a bunch of boxes, took a bunch of supplies. And then I noticed a guy over here stressing about all the boxes. So I was like, oh, I'm supposed to break the boxes anyway. So I continued to break all the boxes for him, take all of his goodies. And then he thanked me for it. He then also told me there was a bazaar in the desert and to just follow the path. So we followed the path into the desert. Thankfully it was turning evening time, so the temperature was just perfect. We ended up renting a sand seal and then finding another fast travel point. This lady didn't let me take her chest, so I found a chest in the lake instead and opened that. Then a few stores down we had another headpiece, which was great for the desert, so we went ahead and equipped that. I decided to press on and hit this burst of wind, which thrust us up into the sky. And then once we landed, my map disappeared. I had no idea where I was at. We came up on some ruins and saw something walking in the shadows. It was some kind of undead enemy. Kind of creepy too. We took him and took the weapon that he dropped. We continued deeper into the desert, hoping to find another gust of wind so we could see what direction to go to next. Our wind gust appeared and we headed toward it. So we got that peak above and we saw another shrine. So I decided to head in that direction, which indeed did lead us to Gerudo Town, but a creepy, desolate Gerudo Town. So investigating a little further, it seemed to be deserted at first glance. Then we noticed a little hole in the stairs and some Gerudo blocking a doorway. And of course no Vos can enter. Now she made fun of me and said I wasn't tall enough to see through the hole, so I proved her wrong. We ended up finding a hole to dive into and then a secret entrance up to somewhere. Unfortunately, it was just a Korok, but that's fine. We investigated some houses, trying to look for a bed actually, to get some sleep. No bed, but we did find a kid. I decided to follow her after our first conversation and scared her again. So she went into this abandoned house where we heard some movement. And upon investigating, it seemed that there was a hole we could dive into. So dive we did, and we immediately got caught. The Gerudo had us in our grasps, but it seemed we had an ally. This one had known me in the past, and she said I was A-okay. So I was granted access into the cave I was denied in the first place. I looked around at a few of the shops, hoping to see if I can get some new armor, but there was no luck. It was a pretty sleek hideout though. Picked up a few free oil jars, talked to a few Gerudos, and then decided to go on our next adventure.